When most people imagine a shipwreck, they picture the moment of impact, the chaos, the waves, the desperate fight to survive. But maritime investigators know something the public rarely hears. Survival is not the end of the story, because for some survivors, the real danger begins after the rescue. Throughout modern maritime history, there are documented cases of survivors who were pulled from the water alive, medically stable, mentally coherent, and expected to recover. Yet in the days that followed, something changed. Some walked away from hospitals without warning. Some were last seen staring silently at the ocean. Others refused to speak about what happened, even to family. And a small number were never seen again. Investigators rarely attribute these disappearances to simple trauma, because what many survivors experience at sea is something psychologists call post-survival disorientation. It begins quietly. After prolonged exposure to life-threatening conditions, the brain rewires itself for one purpose: stay alive. Heart rate changes, sleep patterns collapse, stress hormones remain elevated. Even once the body is safe, the brain does not believe it. Survivors often report a strange feeling once back on land. Crowds feel overwhelming. Buildings feel unnatural. Silence feels wrong. The nervous system is still waiting for the next wave. Maritime psychologists sometimes describe it this way: the body returns from the ocean, the mind does not. But there is another layer investigators discuss far less often. During disasters at sea, survivors sometimes witness things they cannot easily process. Decisions made in seconds. Who gets onto the raft? Who is left behind? Who is saved? And who is not? These moments do not fade when the storm ends. They replay again and again. Sleep becomes difficult. Memory fragments. Some survivors describe feeling detached from reality, as if the world they return to is no longer the one they left. Historically, rescue crews have noted a pattern. The quiet survivors are often the ones they worry about most. Not the crying, not the shaking, the silent ones. Because silence can mean the brain is still out there, floating somewhere between the wreck and the shore. The ocean is one of the few environments on Earth that can strip away every illusion of control in a matter of minutes. When someone survives that, they don't return unchanged. And occasionally, they don't return at all. This is why maritime recovery teams increasingly push for psychological monitoring, not just physical exams, after rescues. Because surviving the water is only phase 1. Coming back mentally is phase 2. The ocean does not need to claim you during the storm. Sometimes the mark it leaves is quieter, harder to see, but just as permanent. And long after the wreckage sinks, its gravity can still pull.